In this lesson, we're going to go over buying a vehicle using a loan. So when you buy a car, you have options for how you want to pay for it. You can either pay in cash, you can finance the car, meaning you get a loan through a bank or a credit union, or you can lease the vehicle. So in this lesson, we're going to focus on financing vehicles, as in getting a loan. So basically, when you get a loan, what happens is your bank or credit union or the financial institution you're working with pays the money to the dealer on your behalf. So basically, the bank will write a check to the car dealership or whoever is selling the vehicle to pay for the vehicle. But then you, in return, agree that you will pay that money back to the bank. And in return, the financial institution will charge you interest. Now, whenever you're paying back a loan, you will always pay back that loan with monthly payments. The amount of the payment depends on how much you borrow. It also depends on the interest rate, and it depends on how long the bank is giving you to pay it back. For most car loans, usually you will have to pay it back within, I would say, about 3 to 7 years is about the norm. You generally don't get much longer than that because cars depreciate in value so much. So they won't allow you to pay back the money for a car over 10 years, for example, because by the end of that loan, the car will have depreciated in value significantly. So if you want to calculate how much a monthly payment will be, what you're going to do is you're going to take the amount of money that's being borrowed and divide it by 1,000. You're then going to multiply it by the table value that can be found in this amortization table. So this table tells you how much you're going to pay per $1,000 of your loan, and it is dependent on the interest rate, so you can see the interest rates here, and the number of years that the loan is for. So if we look at the first example, Nate's Mustang will cost him $25,859.69. He has saved $6,000 as a down payment. Remember, a down payment is paid right away up front, and that is money you don't have to borrow. The dealership offers him an interest rate of 3% for 60 months. 60 months, if you divide that by 12, is equal to 5 years. So he's going to get a 5-year loan. So when we want to figure out how much Nate needs to borrow, we will first have to subtract his down payment from the price. So we're going to take the price minus the down payment. So $25,859.69 minus $6,000 down payment. So he's going to pay $19,859.69. That's how much he'll need to borrow from the bank. So when we're calculating the monthly payment, I'm going to use this formula. I'm going to take the amount borrowed and divide it by 1,000. And I'm going to multiply it by the table value. So on my table, I need to look for 3% for 5 years. So over here, 3% for 5 years has a table value of 1797. So I'm going to multiply this by 1797. Now on your calculator, you could do 19,859 divided by 1,000 times 1797. So the monthly payment will be $356.88. $356.88. That's how much Nate will have to pay each month for 5 years in order to pay back this loan. Now, if you wanted to calculate how much interest is going to be paid, so remember that each payment that you make to the bank in order to pay back the loan Part of the payment is going to go towards the principal, or what you actually owe, and part of the payment is going to go towards interest. So if you want to figure out how much interest you're going to pay in any given payment, what you're going to do is you're going to take the interest rate and divide it by the number of payments per year, and then multiply that by the principal. The principal is the amount that's owing. That will tell you how much interest you will be charged. So on this example, it says use the previous example and determine how much interest Nate will pay during the first month. So his interest rate was 3%. So we need to change that into a decimal. So I should actually make a note of that here, that you want your interest rate as a decimal. So his interest rate on the previous question was 3%. So remember, 3% divided by 100 gives you the decimal. He was making monthly payments, so 12 payments per year, and his principal, I'll have to look back, was $19,859.69. So remember, his monthly payment was about $356, and of that, $49.65 will be paid back to the bank as interest, and the remaining amount of the payment will go towards what he actually owes. Now, if you want to figure out how much interest you're going to pay over the entire life of the loan, all that you need to do, the life of the loan, I should mention, means the total amount of time that you have the loan for. So in this example that we've been working on, he has a 5-year loan. So how much interest will you pay overall? To do that, you're going to take your monthly payment and multiply it by the total number of payments that you will make over the entire life of the loan, and then subtract the amount that you borrowed. So in this example, his monthly payment is $356.88, and he is borrowing for 5 years times 12 payments a year. So 60 payments. I'll just maybe make a note of that. 5 years times 12 payments, so 60 payments altogether. We're going to multiply those, and then we're going to subtract the amount that he borrowed, which was $19,859.69. Just make sure that you put these in brackets. So 356.88 times 60 minus 19,859.69. So over the entire life of the loan, he will pay $1,553.11 in interest to the bank. So that is how you do calculations related to loans.